Hi all. So today in this session we learn about the mainly the basic of web service. So today agenda will be our what is the web service and how the web service works. So we'll discuss these two aspect of the web service. So let's quickly go into that. So what is this web service? We have heard this word so many times. So what exactly the it means? So web service in a very nutshell, we can say that any service that we get on the internet, that we can call it as a web service. Okay, in a very layman term, that is the definition of the web service. But if we go a little deeper into that, so that is here it is written like the web service is a standardized medium to propagate communication between the client and the server applications on the World Wide Web. So what does it mean? So actually web service comes into picture when we need some data from some services that are running on some remote machines. Suppose we are in India and we need some service that is deployed on some system in US. How we can do that? Where the web service comes. We need data from the machine that is located on the US. So for that we need to build a web service. That web service need to be deployed in the remote machine, let's say in the US. Once that service is deployed, the client sitting from any machine can request to that service and get the result of that service as a response. So basically those client and the server thing, that two machines need to be connected over the network. Okay, so client is sending the request and server is processing the request and sending the response of that service. So this is a kind of web service is used to exchange the data between client and server. Okay, so the most important features of web service is like it can be built on various programming languages. Okay, so suppose we have client application and server application. So client can be built on Java application and server can be built on any other technologies, let's say .NET. Yes. So that's why it is written like it allows multiple applications built on the various programming languages. Okay. Next is once we are talking about the data exchange between client and server, right? So how the data will be transferred? So basically that for data transmission purpose we use normally XML or JSON or plain text in the concept of web service. And also web service as browsers and operating system independent, meaning that it can support, web service can be run on any browser or with any operating system. Suppose we have built one web service on Windows operating system. That web service can be called from a application that is built on different operating system, let's say Unix. So there is no, there is no restriction that the client and server application should be built on the same operating system. That's the beauty of the web service. So this is all about basic things, that is basic thing about the web service. So let me go to the next slide, that is how the web service works. So how exactly the web service works. So if you see this picture here, we can observe that the main two things like client and the server. Okay, so you can assume these two different machine, you can say client is one machine and the server is another machine. So and in between these two machines are connected over the internet, over the network. Okay, so client is requesting a, so client is making a request to the server to fetch some response from the server. So to call just someone service that is there on this servers. So for that client is sending some request to the server. So once the server will get the request from the client, so based on the request it will get the response from that service on that server, and that response will be sent to the client. So this is how that is defined in the pictorial diagram. So if you see the server, that it is in a server hosting the web service. So the web service is deployed on this server, and the client sitting on the different machine is trying to access that service. So client is sending the request to the server to get the response from the web service deployed on the server, and the server will fetch the client request, and response will be sent to the client. So this is how the client server architecture model, basically web service, works. Hmm. Yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe and comments. Thank you all. Thanks.